Hey there, welcome to this next Ottogrid tutorial. This video will be focused on the adding data process. So once you have created your table, your next step is now to add in data into this table for further enrichment, extraction, etc. And there's several ways to add data to your table. We have import CSV, which allows you to actually import data out of a CSV right into this table that you've already created. We have add data, which has a list of different ways and methods of adding different types of data into your table. And then, of course, you can do this manually as well. Let's dive into these, and let's start with importing a CSV. So I've actually uploaded another CSV, which is the same data I just exported, and I'm going to import it again. But it's as simple as uploading this in here, importing, and then I'm going to see this preview of my table. And again, it's only 3 rows. In here, I get to pick whichever columns I want to match into it. Now, naturally, it knows that property address is going to match exactly to the same column name, if that exists. If that doesn't exist, I can manually go and match these columns. Now, you have to be careful, though, that you are passing in the right information into the right column. So, property listing URL is a URL column that we've already created. So, therefore, I should be passing in URLs into this in order to maintain the coherency and the logic of my table. And just like that, I have my entire table. I'm happy with this. I'm going to click Save and Import. And that's how you add data by importing a CSV. Now let's take a look at our add data methods here. We have a few different things that we can utilize to add data. Now that also depends on what kind of data we're looking for. So company search, pretty self-explanatory. It's good for finding companies. In this case, I probably wouldn't want to use that. But if we are looking for companies, I have a set of filters right here that I can actually pick from and perform my search. And when I do search for companies, I will get up to 30 results at once. And I can continue to load more as long as there's more companies that fit this search criteria. And the same thing is applicable to the people search. We can pick whichever filters we'd like to search with, or even a keyword or a phrase, and search. And we're just going to get our list of candidates right here. And obviously, I can click on this, get some more general information on this individual. I can actually go directly to their LinkedIn and check it out. And we looked for CEOs, and we're getting CEO roles. Great. Now next, we have a dedicated search for news. So we can utilize this when we're looking for news and articles. For example, let's say I'm looking for OpenAI articles. OpenAI articles. And I have the ability to include a time filter with this. So let's say I want something from the past year. I'm going to search. Great. I'm going to get 30 articles just like that. And I can search for more once I've added these. So let's take a look. Again, I can quickly get some information. This was done 10 months ago. That's less than a year. That's great. 4 months ago. And I can go to the URL directly and give it a read. So that's how we can utilize our news search. Now let's move to general web search. General web search is the ideal choice when none of the other searches are applicable to your use case. So if you're not looking for company, if you're not looking for people, if you're not looking for news, this is probably your next best choice. I'm looking for a list of names for Canadian clinical trials. I'm going to run it and let's see what we get. Great, so now I have a list of 30 results of Canadian clinical trials. Now, one thing that is very, very important when it comes to general web search, and we're looking at improving this experience around this entire searching feature, is you should be making sure that you're looking for the right thing that is valid for your table. So I'm in a table that is specifically around clinical trials. So therefore, I'm just going to use it to search for clinical trials. If you were to, for example, look for URLs of property listings, for example, that is not going to give you good output because it has access to information around your table. And now it sees that you're looking for something else and something's not making sense for it anymore. So ideally, what you want to be doing is searching for a valid thing. So I'm looking at clinical trials, therefore I can utilize the general web search for exactly that. And as I mentioned before, we are looking at improving the experience around this. So expect a lot of changes over the next couple of weeks. And now let's go to Browse Link. And this is one of my favorite features in Ottogrid. And this is really useful when you have a list of the things that you want sitting somewhere on a page. So for example, this table that I'm looking at is a CRM comparison table. So where the main thing that I'm looking for is CRM names. So if I go here, I have this page right here. It's an article of the best CRM software for 2024 from PC Mag. I'm just going to input that right here, and I'm going to let it extract that out of the page. And just like that, I was able to extract the entire list out of this page. Now I can just simply add that to my table and run it. And finally, we have our paste bulk data, which is pretty self-explanatory. This is where you can actually paste a list of items and will automatically process that into a valid list. So for example, I found this article that is a numbered list. I'm going to copy that right out of there, and I'm going to paste it in here, and it's going to add these items. Now that I've added these items, again, just like everything else, I can simply save them to my table and run them, or just keep them in an autofill state and save them. Now coming back to my table, so far we've done importing through a CSV. We also looked at all the different ways you can add data through here. And now finally, we can do this manually as well. So I can go in here and say HubSpot, and it will automatically run my table for me. And that sums up the 3 different ways that you can add data to your table. Let us know if you have any other questions, and good luck.